At first base, Matt Palazzo. At catcher, Lucio Pinto. At right field, Manuel Cordoy. Making in third, Ray Ezekiel. At third base, Alejo Munoz. At shortstop, Tyron Marcarino. At second base, Matt Harrow. In center field, Brian Sinclair. In left field, Matt Ratliff. And the pitcher, Julian Fernandez. Our umpires in this game on first base, Greg Cole. At third base, Kevin Wallace. Behind the plate, calling the balls and strikes, Dave Selden.
Good afternoon or good morning, depending on where you're at in the world. This is Greg Hicks coming to you live on the Gremlin Network. We're here for the semifinal game between the Circle Tap Dukes and the Hill United Chiefs. Quickly, we'll run down the lineup, the batting order for the visiting Chiefs. Brad Ezekiel in center field, Shane Bolin at shortstop, Nick Shales at third, Tony Gonzalez at second base, Pecker in right, Inoka is the DP, Pipila Lopez at first base, Kavanaugh will bat eighth at second, and White in left field. In the circle will be Caleb Kishing. Defensively, as the first pitch is a ball from Julian Fernandez. Defensively, left to right, Munoz, Borderillo, Harrow, and Palazzo in the infield. Left field is Ratliff, Sinclair in center, and Godoy in right. Pinto behind the plate, and Fernandez in the circle for another ball. It's 2 balls and no strikes to the leadoff hitter, Brad Ezekiel. Running a little late with lineups to get this game going, so we'll do our best to keep you up to speed. Ezekiel drives one into the ground, but it's a foul ball down the third base line. Another ball on the inside. Down early in a hole here to Ezekiel is Fernandez. Ball 4 to the leadoff hitter. Hill United defeating AWP 7-6, then 7 innings in the other quarterfinal game, and Circle Tap beating the Stompers. I believe the score was 5-3. Shane Bolin steps in for the Hill United Chiefs. Inside ball, so Fernandez struggling early, has not thrown a strike to this point. 5 straight balls. Bolin lines out to left. Ratliff hauls it in. No tag at first base for Ezekiel. So he remains at first base on the F7 and the first out of the game. Nick Shales steps in for these Hill United Chiefs, wearing the blue pinstripe top with the white pants. Foul ball on a check swing. It goes behind the plate. Trying to find an angle here with my body to block the wind so you don't hear that on the microphone. See if that works. A little breeze coming through the one side of the press box. We may have to shut that here pretty soon. Julian Fernandez comes set and throws another ball to Nick Shales. So 1 ball, 1 strike to the third baseman. The winner of this game will take on the host New York Gremlins in the championship game. Shales, a bouncing ball to shortstop, over to second, no throw to first. So we have a fielder's choice getting Ezekiel at second base. And Nick Shales is safe at first. That'll bring up Tony Gonzalez. He's doing the catching today, the normal second baseman, but Bruno Matroni getting a game off and giving Gonzalez time behind the plate today. First pitch, a changeup, called strike down the middle. Looking down, Gonzalez is a good 8 inches, and most of these players kind of push the boundaries, but this is early. He's about a good 8 inches outside the batter's box behind the plate. Bounding ball to third. That's called foul by home plate umpire Dave Selden. Greg Pohl at umpiring at first base. Kevin Wallace at third, and Dave Selden behind the plate. Two outs here in the top of the first inning as Gonzalez goes down looking on strike. So nothing for the Chiefs in the top half. Circle Tap coming to bat. We'll be right back right here on the Gremlin Softball Network. We're back here in the bottom half of the first inning in this semifinal game, Hill United Chiefs versus the Circle Tap Dukes. The batting order for the Dukes, Matt Palazzo leads off playing first base. Luigar Pinto is doing the catching. Batting third, Manuel Godoy in right field. Blair Ezekiel is the designated player. Alejo Munoz plays third base. Tyrone Borderillo plays shortstop. Batting seventh is Matt Haro at second base. Ryan Sinclair is in center. Batting ninth, Matt Ratliff in left. Julian Fernandez will do the pitching. Setting the Chiefs defensively, you've got Shales at third, Boland at short, Kavanaugh at second base. Pipilo Lopez plays first. Pecker in right, Ezekiel in center, and the left fielder for the Chiefs is White. Tony Gonzalez does the catching, and Caleb Keeshing is in the circle. So we're set to go here in the bottom half of the first inning. With Matt Palazzo stepping to the plate.
Leading off the Circle Tap Dukes in the bottom half of the first inning. First baseman, Matt Palazzo.
Getting all kinds of notifications that hotel rooms have been canceled, so the New York Gremlins are on their way to the ballpark. A ball one to Matt Palazzo, number 4, longtime member of the USA national team, the captain for many years. Had some very successful runs in international competition. Ground ball to Boland at short. Flipped over to Lopez for the first out of the inning. Lugar Pinto steps in. Lujar, a very nice young man from Venezuela. Been the backup catcher on the national team to Rafael Flores for a long time. Bounds that straight into the ground, and it goes back behind the backstop. Lugar, a member of the Wonder Springs team last year. makes the move over to Circle Tap this season. He's played with a few teams on the ISC circuit. Very reliable catcher. Keeshing comes set at the hip. Fires down the middle for strike one. Keeshing, a very tall, prototypical pitcher style body, probably 6'2", 6'3", maybe 220 pounds. Long arms and legs. Ground ball down the third base line. Shales dives, knocks it down, but cannot make the play. So a very good effort by Nick Shales at third. The ball hits in the heel of the glove and bounces out, and he can't recover. Pinto is on board with a base hit down the first base line. Manuel Godoy, the right fielder, steps in. Godoy plays a few different positions for Circle Tap. He plays first base. He plays right field. He also hits quite well wherever he plays. Godoy, a member of the Argentinian squad. Fouls one back. Great ballpark to have a tournament in. Billy Sherman does a fantastic job keeping these facilities up. It's over 70 years old. The grounds crew does an amazing job. Keeshing with a changeup. It's a check swing, foul ball. The concession stands, I believe, run by Lorna Sherman. The staff here are very friendly. They've got a pavilion back in the back that sells alcoholic beverages, chicken dinners, and things like that for big groups, and it's just a fun place to play. Get a good look at Keeshing there. Called ball on the outside part of the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike to Manuel Godoy. Check swing. We're going to ask for help. We have a no call. So we have 2 balls, 2 strikes to Caleb Keeshing, or to Manuel Godoy. Another check swing. The runner advances as it squirts out of the glove of Tony Gonzalez, and now it's 3 balls, 1 strike. Gonzalez does not get much time behind the plate, so that could be a factor in this game as we move forward. Line drive to center field. Godoy hits a liner to Brad Ezekiel, who hauls it in. Came off the bat a little harder than I thought it was hit. And he will pinch run, or excuse me, courtesy run for Luigar Pinto at second base with a 2 out. That's the 2 out catcher rule. Blair Ezekiel will stand in. The brother of the center fielder for the Chiefs, Brad Ezekiel. Blair's been around a very long time, a very good hitter, very patient, knows the zone as he takes a ball at the top of the zone. Very passionate player. He's going to speak his mind, whether you want him to or not. Ball just on the outer side of the plate. Gonzalez didn't think so. Turns around and asks Dave Selden, "Are you sure?" Selden kind of jawing at him, "Don't turn around and look at me that way, son. I'll let you know when it's a strike." Strike call. Ezekiel started a swing, but it checks it, but called a strike nevertheless. He didn't quite have a check swing, but he was ready to pull the trigger and decided not to. 2 balls, 1 strike to the designated player. Ground ball up the middle. just pats the outstretched hands of Bolin. The throw to the plate, it's not going to be in time as Godoy comes standing up for the first run of the ball game. So Godoy running for Pinto scores on a base hit by Blair Ezekiel. And Alejo Munoz steps in on the left side, wears number 43. Munoz playing third base today for Circle Tap. Hits a ground ball back to Bolin, steps on second to retire the side. But Circle Tap gets one run in the bottom half and now lead after one full inning of play, 1-0. We'll be back. Here we go in the top of the second inning. Right fielder Alan Pecker. Good situation for the Chiefs having Pecker lead off the inning as he's a natural leadoff hitter. He's got fantastic speed. He can do a lot of things with the bat as he turns and drives one down the right field line, but it's going to go foul and out of play. So he turns on a rise ball and smashes it. It was far enough to go out, but didn't quite get there. Ball gets in the dirt there and squirts away. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pecker very fast, very, very fast. So if he gets on, he can wreak some havoc on the bases. There's about a 90% certainty that he'll be running at some point and takes ball 2 low and away. He can slap, he can bunt, he can hit for power, he can hit the balls in the gaps. He puts a lot of pressure on a defense as he swings through a drop ball for strike 2. Doing the best I can with the pitch selection. It's tough to see with the angle we have if it's what the exact pitch is, but from what I can see, I'll let you know. Ball in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter here in the top of the second inning. So Julian Fernandez, he comes set. It was a rise ball. Pecker turns to get out of the way. Are they going to call that a swing? And Kevin Wallace says yes, he did. So it was kind of a defensive swing to keep from getting hit in the head, but they call him as going around on strikes for the first out.
The next batter for the Chiefs, the designated player, Campbell Inoka.
Fernandez, I believe, is from La Pampa, Argentina. As he throws a ball inside to Campbell Inoka. Pampa, the home of Huimel Mata, where he originates from, and his older brother, Lucas Mata. And Lucas's son now on the ISC circuit here in the States, Valen Mata. I believe he's 16 or 17 years old. So quite the pitching family do the Matas have. Fernandez throws a ball, and Pinto says, "What are you talking about, Mr. Selden?" Nevertheless, throws the ball back. Doesn't make too big of an issue out of it. Mr. Selden's not somebody you want to get on your bad side if you're wanting him to call balls and strikes. Changeup, driven into the ground, down the line. That's a fair ball. Over to first in time. So Inoka goes down on a 5-3 putout. It's a two-hopper down to the third baseman Munoz, and he fired over to first. Pipila Lopez, the first baseman, steps in from the left side, wears number 9. As we've noted in the broadcast prior, he is a member of the Mexican national team. Longtime member of that squad. He's got a lot of power, does Pipilo. Takes strike 1. For a power hitter of his size, he's got a pretty compact swing. Changeup just down. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pipilo. Kavanaugh waits patiently on deck, see if he gets his turn at the plate this inning. That ball's in the dirt and squirts past Luijar Pinto for ball 2. It's been a good weekend of softball here in Elkland, a long weekend. The games drug on yesterday till late into the night based on about an hour and a half to 2 hour rain delay we had in the afternoon. Lopez drives one up the middle, goes for a rise ball and smashes it past Fernandez and arrives safely at first base with 2 outs. So Kavanaugh is going to step in and see if he can take advantage of that base hit by Lopez. The Chiefs are trailing in this one 1-0 here in the top of the second inning. Kavanaugh looks at a changeup at the knees for a strike. Called strike on the outside corner. You're watching and listening live on the Gremlin Softball Network, produced by Luciano and Softball Premier TV. He and his wife Carol. Carol's on a camera outside, does a fantastic job with the action shots as a ball is called on Kavanaugh. Thank Luciano and Carol for all they do for the Gremlins broadcast. We could not obviously do it without them. I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure you like and share on Facebook, Softball Premier TV, and the New York Gremlins fast pitch team. Called strike 3. Kavanaugh down on strikes, and he didn't like that at all. But nevertheless, he does go down. And the Chiefs come up empty here in the second inning. So at the end of 1.5, Circle Tap leads 1-0. We'll be right back on the Gremlin Softball Network. Here we are in the bottom half of the second inning. The Chiefs trailing 1-0. And leading off is Tyrone Borderillo. Borderillo fires one out to left field. That's over the head of the Chiefs left fielder, White, and Borderillo comes into second with a stand-up double. So that ball, as a lefty, tailed right at White, and that's a right at you that's hard to play, and it gets to the base of the wall for a stand-up double. Second baseman Matt Harrow will step in here and try to capitalize on that leadoff double.
The next man for the Brooks, the center baseman, Matt Harrow.
Fouls one off the left side, out of play. Harrow, another member from the Australian national team program that is here this weekend, coming off of a World Championship gold medal, are the Australians. A lot of them over here trying to make another name for themselves in the ISC, as Keeshing throws a rise ball just above the letters for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike as he looks down at the skipper, Scott Standifer, down at third base. Scott, obviously a long-time player and coach at the ISC level. Called strike on Harrow, right down the middle, or what appears to be the middle from this angle. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Bolin deep at short. Shales way off the line at third and in for the left-hander as the pitch is outside. Hill has been doing that a lot, where Nick Shales is a good 15 feet towards second off the line and right at the baseline. That allows Bolin to play up the middle, and that left side is pretty much closed unless you just smash one down the line. Swinging at a rise ball, and Harrow down on strikes. So with 1 out, Ryan Sinclair will be your batter. Center fielder.
The center fielder, Ryan Sinclair.
Yet another Australian, I believe. I don't know Ryan personally, but I do believe he does come from Australia. Keeshing misses down below the knees. Ball 1. Called strike right at the top of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1, 2, no balls, 2 strikes. Well, I missed a pitch and I apologize. That's strike 2. So now it must be 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and down goes Sinclair on another strikeout by Caleb Keeshing. The wily veteran Matt Ratliff will step in. Matt was a longtime member of the United States national team, playing outfield for that squad. He did not make the trip to New Zealand this year. Bounding ball to second base. It takes a funny second hop and squirts past Kavanaugh, and that plates another run as Borderillo comes around to score. That came off as a high hopper, if you can see it on the replay, as a high hopper, but it took a funny second hop and squirted underneath the glove of second baseman Kavanaugh and plates another run. And that'll bring up the top of the order for the Circle Tap Dukes. Matt Palazzo takes a strike right down the middle of the plate for strike one. Palazzo has a lot of movement in his swing. Timing is important to him. But he takes a big step and a big long swing as he fouls one off. He still works hard at his hitting as he's got a batting cage in his house in Des Moines, Iowa. So he's able to take advantage of that and get a lot of work in the wintertime. As he drives one, laces one up the middle over the top of Keishing on the throw to third, not in time. Palazzo's going to try and take advantage. Now he's caught up between first and second at Kavanaugh over to Lopez. They have him in a rundown. Ratliff is going to attempt to score, and he does as Palazzo scored out. No run, says umpire Greg Poole. No run. The tag was made before he could cross the plate. So we had a little heebie-jeebie. I'm going to go. I'm not going to go. And that little hesitation cost Ratliff as he does not get to the plate before the last out's made. So one run again. So at the end of 1.5 inning of play, or 2 innings of play, Circle Tap leads 2-0. Thanks for tuning in right here in Pennsylvania at the Dirk Sherman Memorial Complex. We have the Circle Tap Dukes and Hill United. In the top of the third inning, the leadoff hitter will be the left fielder, White. And I'm trying to find his first name here. Attempted bunt, straight back for strike one. Nick White. I apologize. It's the only one of those Hill United Chiefs I wasn't aware of the first name. So Nick White starts off with a bunt attempt. Takes a ball in the dirt here, so 1 ball, 1 strike to the left fielder. Takes a ball just off the corner. Dave Selden has a very deliberate and very slow strike signal, so sometimes we have to wait a bit longer before we can determine what the pitch is. Change up, and he swings way out front for the second strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Nick White. Keiship misses on the outside. Whitey works the count to full. Hitting from the left side. Don't know much about him, but he looks like he's a pretty quick runner. I know he's pinch ran a few times for Hill United, and he swings through a drop ball for strike 3. So Keishing picks up his 3rd strikeout of the game, and it rolls the top of the order of Brad Ezekiel. Ezekiel with a walk in the first inning and was forced at second on a ground ball by Nick Shales. Pitch is way high for a ball. Ezekiel's got a very unique batting stance. He holds his hands very high above his head, rocking back and forth, wagging the bat. But he gets those hands down and into a good hitting position as he fouls one straight back. He's a very successful hitter. I've heard people talk about him who allegedly know how to hit and coach hitters, professional sons, and says there's no way this kid can hit with his hands held that high. And Ezekiel's proved him wrong for a few years now. So one of the better hitters around, good defensive player. And he looks at a ball. Rise ball for another ball. 3 balls, 1 strike to Brad Ezekiel. Dave Selden's calling 2-2. I have 3-1. Ezekiel think it's 3-1. I think we need to. Now he gets it right. He asked for help. 3 balls, 1 strike is correct. First base coach John Hill was just about ready to race down and bite somebody's head off before that's corrected. Powers one straight up in the air. That's drifting over to third. He climbs the fence but can't come down with it. Munoz drifted over, found the fence with a hand like you're supposed to, had thoughts of climbing the chain link but couldn't get a foothold, and the ball drifts out of play. Now it's full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes to Ezekiel. As I said earlier, there was a little bit of a breeze blowing from right to left on your screen. It's died down a little bit, but enough to blow that ball out of play for Ezekiel. Misses on the outside for ball 4, so Ezekiel works another walk here in the top of the third. Very patient hitter, and that's going to bring up the shortstop, Shane Boland. Not a lot of weak spots in this Hill United Chiefs lineup. And right now, Julian Fernandez is going to face the heart of it. Rise ball up and out of the zone as Adam Folkard starts to stir around behind the Chiefs dugout. Not sure if he's planning to come in soon or if he's just kind of staying loose. He pitched last game. Fernandez delivers, and it's a foul ball off towards the batter's box on the third base dugout. Shales taps it with the bat. Back to Pinto. Folkard beating the young Marcos Diaz in a very close 7-6 ball game to get to this semifinal. Changeup on the outer side of the plate for a ball. Two balls, 1 strike to Shane Boland, the shortstop for Hill United, another member of the Canadian national team. This team is loaded with national team members. Boland hits one high to center field, shading with his bare hand. The Sun makes the catch, comes up firing to second, and the runner doesn't advance. So Sinclair is able to block the Sun with his free hand, make the catch, and get the ball in safely as Boland flies out to center in the second out of the inning. Oh, there goes that wind we were talking about. Blowing all the papers everywhere. Scorebooks flying around. Ball one to Nick Shales, the third baseman. Nick Shales, one of the better hitters in the world still today, and has been so for a very long time. Takes a called strike here, plays for the Australian national team, although I do believe he resides in Canada these days. And he takes a ball in the dirt. Two balls, one strike to Nick Shales. Shales gets fisted, drives one, a line drive to Fernandez at third, and the side is retired. So Hill United comes up with 0 in their top half of the third inning, and after 2.5, it remains Circle Tap 2 and Hill United 0. We're back here in the bottom half of the third inning. The Hill United Chiefs facing the Circle Tap Dukes here in the semifinal game. The winner of this game will face the host New York Gremlins at roughly 1:30 p.m. in the championship. And Luijar Pinto steps into the box to lead off for Circle Tap. The Dukes lead 2-0 in this event. Keeshing misses with a ball, and the man, the myth, the legend, he's number 2 on your scorecard, but he's number 1 on your hearts. Wayne Alalu steps into the booth. How's it going, Wayno? There you go. Put a set of headphones on the big man. The Dancing Bear has joined the circus. Pinto bounds one down to Shales at third on a one-hopper. He fires to Lopez for the first out of the inning. My friend, how are you?
Good morning, Greg. How are you?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Morning, Luciano.
How's things going this weekend for you, sir? Yeah? You enjoying your time in the United States this summer?
It's been really enjoying it, especially with the 2 young boys that we have.
Line drive to the gap. Godoy hits one to the gap to the wall. He's going to, no, he thinks about 3, but decides to hold up. So Manuel Godoy jumps up with a double for the Circle Tap Dukes. I'm sorry, Wayno, what were you saying?
I was just saying that 2 of the young boys in our team, just please make good memories of used to play a long time ago.
They are good young players, and we're happy to have them and you on the Gremlins team as Blair Ezekiel steps into the box. Does not offer at an outside pitch from Keeshing. How many years you been coming to Wayno?
Yeah, over 10 years, easy. For other priorities that will family and work, but it's always good to be back.
Ezekiel bounds one up the middle to his brother, who fires to home plate, and that is in time to get Godoy. So Brad Ezekiel comes up, fields the ground ball from Blair Ezekiel, and fires a strike to Gonzalez to get Godoy at home.
That was a great fun. It reminded me of the good old days when we had Kevin. Now we're just going to be together.
Oh, well, Wayne, it's a pleasure to have you over, and you've been a big part of the Gremlin team since 2018, your second stint with the Gremlins.
Well, it's a pleasure, and I have to go and warm up, but thank you for being part of this commentary, and enjoy the rest of the
Thanks for stopping in, big man. We'll see you in a little bit. Good luck. As a strike is called on Munoz. Foul ball down the right field line for Alejo Munoz. Never realized how difficult it was. Those announcers you see on TV make it look effortless as they try to keep a book, announce a game, and talk to guests. But we appreciate the big man stepping in, one of the big personalities in the ISC and the Gremlins. He keeps that dugout lively and keeps the boys in order. Foul back over towards the umpire tent. They have a tent set up behind the grandstands on the first base side where they keep their stuff and take a break between games, and that ball went right over the top of that. He's down early, though, to 2 strikes is Munoz. The third baseman made a really nice play last inning. Takes a ball outside here. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Time is called as a ball is tossed back onto the field, I believe. Pecker throws it in. Offers it to Keeshing. He says, nah. I'll take the one I have. Munoz fouls one off in front of his front foot, and it squirts down the right field line again, staying alive in the at-bat. Blair Ezekiel moves over to second on the throw from his brother Brad that nailed Manuel Godoy at the plate to save another circle tap run. Keeshing misses down in the dirt. As I said last inning, Brad Ezekiel is a very good defensive player. That was a very good throw. I've seen him make some fantastic catches running through and over the temporary fences against our own Gremlins, saving, I believe it was 6 or 7 runs in one game in an ISC championship a few years ago. Misses away, does Keeshing, so he's brought the count to full. He needs to try and focus here and get out of this inning, as Circle Tap has a runner at second and a 2-run lead. Ezekiel stares in at the signs from second base. And he flares one out to left field. That's going to score Ezekiel as it's bobbled by White. He would have scored anyway. I do not believe White would have had a chance to throw him out. But nevertheless, Munoz arrives safely at first and drives in an important run for Circle Tap. They now lead 3-0 here in the top of the 3rd inning. And we're going to have a visit to the mound.
The next man for the Dukes, the shortstop, Tyron Barthareo.
And a pitching change. So out goes Keeshing, and in comes Adam Folkard. Folkard is a very hard thrower. You know his name if you're around softball. If you're just joining us for the first time, or been living on the moon, Folkard has been one of the top pitchers in the world for a very long time and pitching with these Hill United Chiefs for many years. So he's no stranger to the circle. Rest assured he's going to come in and throw hard and do his best to keep these Circle Tap Dukes down. But he did throw last game. He's thrown a lot this weekend coming off of an injury. He looked really good yesterday against the Gremlins in a few innings that he pitched. But I know he just pitched 7 innings against AWP down on field 2 in the game prior. So we'll see. Let's take a real short break and we'll be right back. All right, we're reset here as Folkert steps into the circle. Keeshing leaves the game after striking out 3. Folkert delivers a strike. Keeshing struck out 2, giving up 3 runs in 2 2/3 innings. So Folkert's going to try and shut the door or shut the faucet off for Circle Tap. And a big swing from Borderillo. This pitch goes to the backstop. Munoz trots down to second, so 1 ball, 2 strikes to Tyrone Borderillo. I can't even say his name. Borderillo, I believe. Shortstop. Native New Zealander. He also was a longtime member of the New Zealand national team at one point in his career. Had a big swing there and goes down on strikes to retire their side. So Folkert comes in and puts a stop to things for Circle Tap. But they do squirt another run across and now lead after 3 full innings of play, 3-0. We're back in the top of the 4th inning here in the semifinal game between Hill United Chiefs and the Circle Tap Dukes. Julian Fernandez in the circle for Circle Tap has done a good job against this hard-hitting Chiefs team, enticing a lot of ground balls. He hasn't, I think he's got 3 strikeouts, but getting a lot of ground ball action. His defense stands by as Tony Gonzalez steps in to lead off the inning for the Chiefs. Tony catching today for Hill United, giving Bruno Matroni a needed rest. He's usually the second baseman for these Chiefs. Hits a hard ground ball over to short. Borderillo over to Palazzo, who makes the catch for the first out of the inning. So 6-3 for Gonzalez for the first out. Always an adventure when you throw a ball over to first base. Matt Palazzo not known for his defensive prowess. Just a bit outside for Pecker. Alan Pecker hitting second here in the inning, wearing number 59, hitting from the left side. Misses at a changeup and swings powerfully over the top. 1 ball, 1 strike to Allen. Allen also a member of the Argentinian national team. Just inside. On most teams anywhere in the world, Alan Pecker would be a leadoff hitter, but not with these Hill United Chiefs. With Ezekiel and Bolin up front, you're not going to correct that anytime soon. As he hits a ground ball up the middle of second, backhanded over, you're not even going to come close to that, though, with the speed of Pecker. Kavanaugh ranges far to his right and makes a nice backhanded play, but with Pecker running down the line, you don't have a chance to throw him out. Thank you, Mr. Leather. Mr. Leather bringing me a nice cold bottle of water. Campbell Inoka, the designated player, steps in. Struck out in the second. And I missed that pitch as I had to turn my back, but my compadre here has 1 ball on the scoreboard, so we're going to run with that. Takes a strike just at the top of the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike to Campbell Inoka. Campbell has a brother, Thomas Inoka, who I believe played with these Chiefs last year. Couldn't make the trip over this year. And brother Ben Inoka with the Gremlins. Takes a ball just below the knee, so 2 balls, 1 strike to Campbell. Big personality does Campbell Inoka have. He's a big voice in the dugout. Likes to have a lot of fun and keep things light. Very talented Inoka family over in New Zealand. His family was big into softball when they were growing up, and a big part of that softball organization, I believe it's the Ramblers, if I'm not mistaken. Misses just inside. Three balls, 1 strike to Campbell Inoka. Campbell did not play on the New Zealand national team this past November. He had an injury on his finger. I'm not sure what his standing is now with the national team, those Black Sox, but he has been on that team for a few years. As he looks at ball 4 inside. So Inoka draws a walk. Pecker trots to second. And here come these Hill United Chiefs here in the top of the 4th. Pipilo Lopez can make things very interesting with 1 swing of a bat. He has extraordinary power and could make this game very interesting. Fernandez delivers a changeup. He's a little out front, drives it down the line just past first base, but foul. If Pipilo can get a pitch on the inner half and get his arms extended, he will send this ball a long way over that right center field fence. I've seen it many times, watching and being played against. Takes that one inside as he buckles his waist to keep from getting hit. 1 ball, 1 strike to Pipilo Lopez. Very nice young man. I believe he's in the Mexicali area of Mexico. Off the end of the bat, past a diving Palazzo. Palazzo wants interference. He's not going to get it because he had the opportunity to field the ball, and it went off his glove. He's not going to get that call. It is not runner interference. It is not runner interference if a player has an attempt to make an opportunity. Excuse me. Let me start over. If a player has an opportunity to make a play, then it hits the runner. It is not runner interference. So they should not change this call whatsoever. But from my vantage point, it should not be because it went off of Palazzo's glove in front of the runner and then hit him. John Hill out to listen to the conversation to make sure they don't mess this one up, and that is the case. So there will be no runner interference as Lopez hits one off of Palazzo's glove, and that'll move the runners up. I'm honestly shocked that Pecker didn't try to score on that. But nevertheless, the bases are loaded. The Hill United Chiefs have something cooking here in the top half of the 4th inning. And Peter Cavanaugh is going to step in, the second baseman for the Chiefs. Called ball 1 up and in on Cavanaugh. Another pitch inside. Palazzo still irritated that he did not make that play, but honestly, if he doesn't knock that down, that's going to score a run because Pecker would have scored easily from second base. So by knocking that down and keeping the ball in the infield, at least gives them a chance to stifle any scoring opportunity here in the fourth with one out. Fernandez comes set and he fires. Kavanaugh hits a bounding foul ball into the screen in front of his dugout on the left side. So 2 balls and 1 strike to Kavanaugh. Circle Tap leading 3-0. Kavanaugh check swing. It's just over the third baseman. And 2 runs are going to score. So Kavanaugh gets fooled on the pitch. He's way out in front. Check swing, and it just goes over the outstretched glove of Munoz at third. And 2 runs are able to come across. So very good base running by Inoka from second to recognize that was going to get through. Hustling around to score. And Pipila Lopez stops at second. White turns on one and drives it down the line in right field. That's a fair ball off the wall. Pipilo comes around to score. And White stops at third. So White drives a rise ball to the base of the fence down the right field line. And Kavanaugh and Lopez both come around. And now the Hill United Chiefs lead 4-3. A triple by Kavanaugh, or by White, here in the fourth inning, changes the look of this game in a hurry. Scott Stanifer is going to call time and mosey out to the mound and see what he can find out from his pitcher, Julian Fernandez, to, up until this point, has done a fantastic job at holding this tough Chiefs team down. I see we have some action down here, and it is Jorge Segura who is warming up, and Scott's not going to waste any time. He's going to make a change right this minute. So Segura is going to come in and replace Julian Fernandez. So Fernandez gives up 4 runs, striking out 3 in 3 1/3 innings. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the rest of the action. We're back. I had to take a little quick water break here. I'm Greg Hicks, filling in this game. Varm Matiosian and myself have been alternating some of these games here to bring you the live action. Our longtime friend and announcer Jim Flanagan was scheduled to be here in Elkland, but after a trip to Spain with the WBSC, he had some work constraints that wouldn't allow the trip, so you're stuck with Varm and myself. I will call the rest of this one, and then Varm Matiosian will be back in the booth to call the championship game and take you through the rest of the afternoon. So Jorge Segura comes in a very tight spot. Hill United just went up 4-3 on a triple by Nick White. So he has a runner at third and 1 out here in the fourth inning. And facing the top of the order in Brad Ezekiel. Misses down low as Adam Folkert goes down the line to continue to try and stay loose. As I said, he threw a game earlier, so he probably needs to move around and keep loose so he doesn't stiffen up. Segura delivers, gets in on the hands, and Ezekiel fouls it off out of play down the right side. Segura, a very animated pitcher. Big hops off to the left side and way off to the left side on certain left-handers. Ezekiel holds on a changeup and flies to right field, hauled in by Godoy. Kept his hands back well on the pitch, recognizing the changeup, but ultimately flies out to right field. So 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning for the Chiefs. Shane Bolin will step in wearing number 91, police officer in Canada. Thank you, Shane, for your service to your country and your community. Called strike at the knees, kind of away and down. Shane shakes his head, but he's a veteran. He's not going to let that ruin his at-bat. He'll refocus here. Just misses outside. Not too much farther than the last pitch. And evens up the count at 1-1. Again, if you're enjoying the broadcast, please like and share on Facebook and subscribe on YouTube. As Segura misses just below the knees to Shane Bolin. Like and share and subscribe. We bring these to you at no charge, and we'd like to continue to do that so you can enjoy a lot of softball action throughout the summer. Segura comes set at the hip. Ground ball to shortstop. Hustling down the line. A quick flip by Borderillo to retire the side. So the ball wasn't hit all that hard, but the veteran Borderillo takes his time, just a quick release, and gets Bolin in plenty of time to retire the side here in the 4th inning. But Hill United comes up with 4 runs in the top of the 4th.
Score at the end of 3.5. Hill United Chiefs 5. Circle Top Dukes 3.
My official scorekeeper says it's 5, but I missed one somewhere. There you go. White scored on the sacrifice. Thank you, Ugo. I did miss that sacrifice fly, and he scored, so it is 5-0 at the end of 3.5, or 4 full innings. We'll be right back.
Second baseman, Matt Harrow.
We're here for the bottom half of the 4th inning. Harrow stands in and promptly takes a strike from Adam Folkard. So Hill United comes back and puts up 5 runs in the top of the 4th and now leads 5-3. Harrow grabs a hold of a rise ball and drives it deep down the line. And that's out of here for a home run for Matt Harrow. Apologize for the delay in the call. We have a wall in front of me. I had to lean out to see if it got over the fence. But Harrow takes the first offering, a rise ball from Adam Folkard, and pulls it over the wall in right field. So Circle Tap comes and gets one back as Folkard delivers a strike to Ryan Sinclair. Sinclair fouls one off. Called strike 3 on Ryan Sinclair. So Fulkard comes back strong, getting Sinclair after giving up a solo home run to Matt Harrow. And that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Matt Ratliff, playing left field today. Looks at a pitch down and off the outside part of the plate for ball 1. The New York Gremlins gathered behind the Chiefs' dugout, getting prepared for this championship game. Takes another rise ball, tomahawks a line drive, and the nimble Pipola Lopez snags it down the line. That might have just hit the bag or gone just foul had it not been caught by Lopez. A very nice play for the big man. And the second out. The top of the shop comes up in Matt Palazzo. Another rise ball for a ball. So Fulkard trying to stick with what's been working so far. And that rise ball, a low rise right across the plate for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Matty P, as he's known. Swinging strike on Palazzo. 2 balls, 1 strike. And a called strike 3 for Matt Palazzo. So Palazzo caught looking to end the inning, but Circle Tap bounces back with 1 run. And the score remains 5-4. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It's a 5-4 ball game, but the game seems to be over. I'm not sure what is going on here. If somebody has quit or forfeited or what the scoop is, we will try and figure that out. Campbell, why are we stopping? All right, so we're back and kind of got to the bottom of it with tournament director Vern Schott. Circle Tap has suffered a few injuries throughout the tournament. They have thrown in the towel and called no mas. I'm sorry, Hill United has some injuries and called no mas and have forfeited to the Circle Tap Dukes. So Circle Tap will stick around and take on the Hill or the New York Grim. I'm just flustered right now. I hadn't seen that. So Circle Tap Dukes will stick around and take on the New York Gremlins in a championship game here to start in about 30 minutes. So we will come back shortly for the championship game in about 30 minutes. Stay tuned on the New York Gremlins Softball Network and Softball Premier TV.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com. Live it on Softball Premier.